Hey everyone, I wanted to do a case study on a Redbubble store that I reviewed about 8 days ago. And I was kind of pointing out some mistakes that you shouldn't do when it comes down to Redbubble. And I do want to point out something that this user did right. Now, if you saw my video 8 days ago, which some of you may have, some of you may have not, I was basically pointing out this store, right? And I was pointing out how many mistakes that they were kind of doing. And the reason why this store even came up on my radar is because what they're using is a favorite automator. And for those who don't know, the whole point of a favorite automator is to help you rank higher on Redbubble. In fact, on my YouTube channel, if you type in something like the word favorite on my YouTube channel, I created videos like these, and I created literally a live experiment. In fact, I believe this was part of the live experiment, this video and maybe this one, over a year ago. In fact, if we click on the video, we could see like the exact dates. This one was posted September 25th of 2022, and this one was posted, let's see here. This one was posted November 2nd, 2022. And then we have a few more here, which once again were part of the experiment. And I created, like I said, this experiment to kind of see if automating favorites helps you essentially rank higher on Redbubble. And the answer was absolutely you do. In fact, like I said, I proved it in the experiments. But I'm not here to talk about that. That's not what my point is today. Is this account, right, with not the best designs that are really not ideal when it comes down to making money. And I kind of pointed out why. If you want to see why, just go ahead, click the link in the description. You'll see the video, this video right here. It says these mistakes kill Redbubble stores, so Redbubble store sales. I'll leave that link in the description. You guys can watch that video. I perfectly described why a lot of these designs, maybe like 80% of the store, is not going to make any money whatsoever. But this store was doing one element that was right, or one thing that was right, which is really above and beyond for most people. And they were using a Redbubble favorite automator. And I'll explain what that is in just a second. I'll explain kind of the whole thing behind it. But what it does is many Redbubble sellers out there, I don't want to say many like the majority of sellers, but there are a few sellers, right, out of the 2 million sellers that are out there. Maybe it's 10,000 sellers, maybe it's 5,000 sellers, maybe it's 1,000 sellers, who knows. But there's a small percentage of sellers that will use a favorite automator to go out there and favorite other people's designs. You might say, why would someone do that? What's the benefit of that? Well, what happens is the way that it's done intelligently is you favorite other people's designs, and those other people will favorite your designs back. And I personally found that favoriting designs in the newest category will give you back the greatest return, right? And when you get those favorites back, within a period of months, weeks, days, you start to rank higher on Redbubble. Now, I'll explain how that works in just a second. I'll show how that works in just a second, but I want to explain how it works here. So in the Redbubble algorithm, if I go over here and type in something like shark, right? If I type in the word shark, the reason why certain designs are at the top higher than the others is simply because, firstly, sales, right? If the designs with the highest sales rank up here, it's not just purely sales, don't get me wrong. You have to have keyword relevance. So it's sales plus keyword relevance. There are designs that get way more sales than these, but the reason why they don't appear here is because they don't contain words of shark or related to shark and or related to shark. You understand what I'm saying? So firstly, it's sales. The second thing is the number of favorites. So for example, if we were to take, like, let's say, this design and this design. If these two designs had the exact same, and let's just say in theory, because we really can't tell for sure because we don't have access to these accounts, but let's just say they both had 40 sales each, right? This one and this one. The reason why this one, in the same scenario, if they have the same exact keywords, would rank higher than this one would be the number of favorites. So the second contributor to the Redbubble algorithm is the number of favorites. And then the third thing is having the right keywords. And when I say the right keywords, what do I mean? Well, in both of these scenarios, you do have to have the right keywords. But in a scenario where you have no sales and you have no favorites, the next determinant right, is having the right keywords as the ranking factor. So in these two scenarios, you have to have right keywords no matter what. But in this scenario, right, where there is no sales and there is no favorites, the next thing that matters the most is having the right keywords. So if you're in a situation like most people are, where they're constantly uploading every day to Redbubble, but they don't have any sales or any favorites on that account, you definitely have no sales and you've already added the proper tags. What's the next move? Well, you guys know I promoted and taught you guys how to use social media to get those sales. That's one aspect. But what's another? It's getting the favorites. And that's the whole point behind using the Redbubble Favorite Automator. Now, I don't know if there are people out there who believe that the Redbubble Favorite Automator is a bad tool, or it's scary, or they're worried that it's going to get your account banned. It absolutely will not. There are accounts out there who have been using these tools for years. I have used it for about 2 years now. On every single one of my accounts, literally. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that. Every single one of my accounts do use the Redbubble Favorite Automator. And what the tool does is it literally just goes through and just hits favorite, 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 kind of like that. Now, once again, there's no benefit in favoriting these because these are already well known. They get a lot of sales. It doesn't help me. If I favorite these, the owner of these designs really won't care, you know? But what I do is I go to the newest category instead, and then I favorite the ones that are published the newest for a certain keyword. Now, what I want to state is that the whole point of doing this is that I'm going to the newest designs, and I'm also going to designs that are not in my niche. I don't want to go ahead and give power to designs that are in my niche. So, for example, if I upload shark designs, then it wouldn't make sense to go to the shark niche and go to the newest. I would want to go to something completely different, and not relevant whatsoever. My whole point, once again, is to get as many favorites as possible. So I'll kind of show how that works. And once again, guys, I did do an experiment, which I'll talk about that in just a minute. So the way it works is there's a company called Bots and Apps, and they create different tools that help you grow different businesses. Now, one of those tools is the Redbubble Favorite Automator. And like I said, I've showcased this tool maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, something like that. I've been using the tool for 2 years now. But it's a very simple tool, very easy to use. And just like the graphic shows, when you favorite other people's work, you get favorites back. Those favorites help you rank higher over time. And so the way it works is just like this. So I already have the tool installed. You can check out my free members area to see how to install any tools. I'm actually adding a lesson on how to install any tool from Bots and Apps today, so you can check that out. But basically, the way it works is I'm going to search a niche that is not related, once again, that is not related to what I'm uploading, because I don't want to give competition or I don't want to give growth to my competitors. I want to give it to myself. So I'm going into niches that are not related, and then what I'll do is I'll click on the newest button. Once I click on the newest, I'll go to the tool, right? And I will select my settings here, okay? Now, to put things into perspective, for most pages, you're going to have 120 images per page. Not all the time. Sometimes you might have 116. Sometimes you might have 115, 114. But most times, 120. So if I wanted to, I could set this to 60, for example. And I could set this to do basically a favor or a like between 1 and every 5 seconds, something like that. And once I do that, I go back to the tool, just make sure my settings are set, yep, and then I'll just click on the like button right there. And then what it's doing is, notice how I'm not moving my mouse. I'll move my mouse to the left-hand side, and I'm not going to touch the mouse, but it's going to keep doing the favorites every 1 to 5 seconds. So you could just see on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, it just did the second favorite, the third favorite. I can scroll up here, okay, and you could see it's already done a bunch of favorites. Okay, it's on the second row now. Now I'm not going to move my mouse, and there you go, it's doing more favorites, okay? And soon enough, it's going to finish the first 2 rows of favorites, and it's just going to keep going on and on and on. As it's favoriting, I do want to talk about the experiment that I ran, I believe a year ago or about a year and a half ago. And the experiment that I ran, I already knew what the outcome was going to be, because like I said, I've been using this tool for a very long time now. But The experiment that I ran was a public experiment for YouTube, which I believe, and I can't remember, I think it was requested by a subscriber. They asked, how can you prove that the tool actually works? And so what I did was I created an account, and I created an account that literally has pictures of horses on it. And in the horse pictures, right, I think I uploaded like 10 or 12 that had just the word horse in the tags, or just one tag, something like that. And all the images had pretty much the same level title. There was nothing fancy about them, and all the images were very, very similar, okay? And then what I did after, right, was I waited a few days, and then I ran the favorites tool. When I ran the favorites tool, I gave time, right, for that kind of, that new content, the new designs in a completely new store to get some favorites. And I kind of showed how many favorites you can get back. Then what I did was I took another image and then uploaded it to the exact same account with the same tags, the same title, the same everything. Literally just a different image, just so I don't get banned, uploading the same image. Uploaded a different image, literally nothing different except the number of favorites. The new image, we left it up there for an extra few days. It maybe acquired a favorite or two, but the other images had more, or the other image, had maybe 16, 17, 20 something favorites. I can't remember the exact number. The image with more favorites ranked significantly higher than the image without the favorites. And the whole point to show kind of what the whole point of that was, you have two images that were posted on Redbubble with the exact same tags, the exact same title, and almost the exact same image. They were just black and white images of horses. Yet the one with more favorites ranked higher. And that kind of goes to just prove that if you're one of those people that are always looking for a little bit of a benefit to rank just a little higher each and every time, the Redbubble Favorite Automator does that for you, because what it's doing is it's calling upon the other users of the platform to favorite your work. And Redbubble, the whole reason why the favorite feature exists is it truly exists for customers. Because when you're a customer and you come to a website, you have what's called a wish list. Now, not all websites have this, but some websites do. In fact, Redbubble does. So you have what's called a wish list. And what a wish list is for consumers to basically click on a button and favorite a product and basically say, I wish to have this, and they're saving it at a later time. Redbubble utilizes the wish list in their experiment to kind of validate the proof of concept for certain designs over others. Therefore, designs with lower favorites can potentially rank higher than designs without the right favorites, or with lower amounts of favorites. And I'm willing to bet if we go to page, like, let's say 19, and we compare the images on page 19 versus the images on page 2 or 3, the images on page 3 or 2 are going to have way more favorites and sales and having the right keywords than just the pages on 18, 19. They're going to have less sales, less favorites, less right keywords. So my point is, and the tool just completed 60 favorites, as you could see, and it just completed so many. You could see they're all favorited. And the whole point of this is now I effectively reached out to a bunch of people who posted in this niche and through the favorites. They're going to notice it because they've literally just uploaded these images. And normally, right, they're going to come back, they're going to see who favorited my account. They're going to click on my account, and then what they're going to do is they're going to favorite my images back. And that's just normal. And like I said, I've done a whole live thing on this. So you could just search the word favorite in my channel, and you can watch all the Redbubble favorite type videos, and you'll see. So to get to the point, when I made the video, when I was talking about the guy who was doing these favorites, his mistake was that he wasn't uploading images that were conducive to achieving the sale. In fact, I'm going to pause the screen real quick, and I'm going to go to his account. So here I am at his account, and like I said, he's not posting images that are conducive to generating sales and plenty of sales. And there's a few reasons. Like I said, I've mentioned it in this video. I've kind of went through it all in this video, but I'll give you two examples right now. The text is sometimes too thin in certain images, so it's not visible on most products. And the second thing is that the image is not transparent, right? So other than, no offense, that the designs are not that attractive. I mean, this design is a great design, this design is a great design, this design is great. Most of them, though, however, are not great designs. For example, this design, I don't see somebody buying this at all. Not only is it unattractive, but it's not transparent. So if you go for things like a t-shirt or something like that, it just doesn't look good. It doesn't have a good appeal. It's just not ideal, okay? And so what I'm trying to say here is that this person, he did something right. Whoever owns this store, he did something right. He's out there favoriting, a bunch of accounts each and every day. But the reason why this person is not going to get that many sales is even if this person ranks over time higher and higher and higher on the third tier, remember, against all the other designs that don't have any favorites but are also using the right keywords, and I didn't even look at his keywords, but let's just assume that he had the right keywords, no matter how many people see his work, it's not going to get sold because it's just not attractive. Now, maybe he'll get sales on like this design, this design, this design. But once again, what we spoke about this for months when we first started talking about Redbubble is that you need quantity in this game. You need a lot of good designs. You can't just have 1, 2, or 3 because it's just a needle in a haystack. There's just simply not enough. You need more to be seen. So this person has 471 designs in their store. Imagine if all 471 designs were on the same level of this or this. Then of course he would get sales. There's no really negotiating on that. It's almost a guarantee he would get sales. But since his store, 80% of it, 90% of it even, are designs like this, is like it's just not conducive to make any earnings, to really generate any real sales, even if this person gets ranked. So I've said this before, but if you're using the Redbubble favorite automator, right, which is this tool right here that we showed earlier on bots and apps, you're using this tool and your designs are not on point, you're wasting your time. This is why I said every single aspect of the Redbubble game, every single aspect of print on demand, your tags, your title, your design quality, the tools you use, right, which are effectively steroids because that's what they do. They boost you up. You have to be prepared to utilize them by kind of improving in all angles. Like if you use a software tool, right, and you're expecting it to do the world for you, but your designs are kind of like this, you're not going to do anything good for yourself. You're just wasting your time, you're wasting your money, and frankly, you're wasting your effort, your energy. So the first thing you need to do is you need to make sure you're improving on the designs itself and get that part knocked out. Once you get good at doing the designs, then you can focus on the tags, the title. Or, the other way around. You could make sure you start studying the algorithm, study the tags, the title. They're not mutually exclusive. You can do them both at the same time, obviously. But you want to get those parts down, right? You want to get the titling, the tagging, the design quality. You want to get all that down. Once you complete all that, then you can start looking at the things that amplify your account. But if this was like a client of mine and he said, hey, what do? I wouldn't recommend to him any software, anything to improve on other than his own skills, which is why I say invest in yourself. Learn how to do these things. If you need to buy a course, go buy a course. If you need to do all these things, to figure it out, hire a coach, whatever the case may be, if that's what you're serious. You could definitely tell this person is serious. They uploaded 471 designs. They're very serious, but unfortunately, they're lacking that component of success because of their designs, right? So this person can work as hard as they can, but hard work is not the answer for this person. For this person, it's skill as well. Speaking of courses and things like that, if people do need help, you can go to autopilotpassiveincome.com. We've had these courses running for a long time now. And we have if you go over here to Redbubble courses, we have the POD design course. So if you need help with designing, and you need help to do it quickly and not sit there for 2 hours, 3 hours working on a couple of designs, in the course, I created, I think it was 60-something designs in a matter of 30-something minutes. And they're all very good looking. They're not ugly at all. And they all can generate sales. And more importantly, they're all in different niches. So it's not like I'm just spamming here. But if you want to check that out, check out the print on demand design course. And if you don't need help with design, if you think your design is good to go, then check out the SEO tagging course, which includes tagging and titling information. We have over 30 videos on here, so you could check out both courses. All right, guys? Hopefully this video was beneficial. I'll leave all the resource links in the description along with the Redbubble favorite tool if you want to check it out. But once again, I urge you guys, only use the Redbubble favorite tool after you've mastered the other areas of your business. You know, the design, the titling, the tagging, because at that point, it's just a matter of growth at that point. It's just growing your business. But if you're growing, you can't multiply 0. You can multiply 2, you can multiply 5, you can multiply 10. You can't multiply 0 because the solution is 0. So when you look at a design like this, this is 0. This is a 0 design. You know, you can't go anywhere with something like this, or, you know, some of the other ones that I showed you, in my opinion. So hopefully this video was beneficial to you guys. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, peace out, bye.